Hello, fellow Rosarians. Thank you for joining me today for another unboxing. I know you thought they'd never end, but we are now at number 16, and I think I still have 6 left. So today's unboxing is from another small business, which you know I love. I really enjoy supporting small businesses, and this one is located out of Brenham, Texas. This one is going to be different for us because we've never opened 2-gallon pots. That's all that's available from the Antique Rose Emporium. So I'm really excited to see what kind of quality they offer and how well they shipped. It took 4 days to get to me, and they shipped through FedEx. So fingers crossed everything came through well. Working with Antique Rose Emporium, they've got great customer service. You can call and get somebody on the phone right away. They're very responsive to emails. And why should I consider growing antique roses? This is on their fact page, so I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. Old garden roses are time-tested survivors. Many have resided in old neighborhoods and cemeteries, happily growing with no care from human hands. They're tougher and more resilient than modern roses that were produced mainly for cut flowers or exhibition purposes. And my feeling is, with a lot of these antique roses, they're becoming harder and harder to find. And so if you have an opportunity not only to support a small business, but to add an antique rose to your garden that'll be unique, you really should consider doing that. What can I expect when ordering from the Antique Rose Emporium? They're 2-gallon, own root, and they cost about $23 plus shipping and handling. They do not graft or bud. These year-old, so they're 1 year old, own root roses have very fibrous root systems and weigh 8 pounds each. So no wonder some of the shipping can get pricey on these. So one of the things that Antique Rose Emporium wanted me to make sure that you were aware of, that I'm sure you're going to want to consider ordering from them in the fall, and their stock is limited right now because this is basically the end of their season for mailing your potted roses. So check back again at the end of the summer. I would say July, start looking and get ready to place your orders in September for the coming season, and I'll be checking through and trying to decide which ones I need. It looks like on their website that they have over 300 varieties, but I could be wrong on that. I was just taking a quick look to see. So it's a pretty extensive website. So let's go ahead and get in here and see what they look like. I'm expecting 2-gallon roses. Okay, got my invoice here. Looks like some directions. We'll read that in a second. So looking inside, it is very heavy. So that means this is about 16 pounds if each one is 8 pounds. So I've got the roses in here, and it looks like they are in plastic bags. So we are off to a good start. I was thinking I was going to have to call my husband so I didn't pull out my back getting these, but I got them out okay. All right, so let's start with this one here. They are packaged really nice. Each of them comes in their own carton. Okay, so this here is mother of pearl. Let's open it up. So once you get the plastic off of the bag, it looks like they've got newspaper in to help hold your moisture in. I can tell that they've been watered very well before they left because I'm still feeling moisture. So what do we look for when we unbox a rose? But specifically for potted roses, it's harder to look at that root without pulling the rose out and shaking off all the dirt, and I don't want to disturb it right now. So we can look and see if there are roots coming out of the bottom of the rose, which is not, so it is not pot bound, which is good. Looking at the canes, we're going to start at that. I see some pink flush out here. To ensure that it hasn't been dried out in shipment, you're going to look to make sure that any leaves that are flushing out are not dry, and these are not. They look very healthy. Looking at the canes, we're looking to ensure that the canes aren't soft, that they're nice and firm, there's no growth, and these look great. And so then if we can peek down here to where the union is, these are own root, to make sure that there's nothing soft there at that crown. and I'm feeling and everything is fine here. So keep in mind, own root are going to be a little bit smaller than grafted roses, but this I think is still a very large rose. And I'm looking at the canes. They are all, with the exception of this one, I've got 4 canes that are larger than a pencil. So this looks like a very happy rose that's off to a good start. We'll read up on that one in a second. Let's get into the other one. Okay, I love this when they're in bags so that I'm not getting dirt all over myself. This is great. I love the way they're put together. The shipping is top notch. Okay, so let's pull out the newspaper here. Now this one has a lot more leaf flush out. It looks very healthy. I'm not seeing any black spot. We've opened from some vendors in the past where we're seeing yellow leaves or black spot. Everything here looks very healthy, and we're seeing some fresh growth that is pink in color. So looking at this one, I am not seeing anything that concerns me. With the canes itself, looking at the size of the canes, I have 3 main canes in total. I'm going to feel down to just where I can feel the connection of that own root, that crown, and everything here feels fine. So this is a very nice rose. This one is from the Cortez collection. You know, I just learned how to pronounce that properly. This is Sunbelt Plum Perfect. So let's go ahead and read up on these real quick. Okay, so let's see if this is something that you'd like to add to your yard. Okay, Plum Perfect is a Sunbelt Floribunda by Cortez. The most charming aspect of Plum Perfect is the unique lavender color of its slightly doubled flowers. It's another easy to grow Cortez shrub that we keep at 3 feet. To create contrast in the garden, use this rose amongst plantings of yellow and orange. It has 75 petals, and the average diameter is 2 3/4. So I call this on the medium side for your blooms. It says from helpmefind.com, medium, very full, 41 plus petals in small clusters, ruffled bloom form. It blooms and flushes throughout the season, and it's going to reach a height of up to 4 foot, and helpmefind.com rates it an excellent minus. Okay, now looking at the mother of pearl. That is a grandiflora. I believe it's Mei-lang, but to me, phonetically, it looks like a Mealand rose. It's a grandiflora. Mother of pearl is a rose that comes to mind when thinking of a beautiful bridal bouquet of soft pinkish apricot flowers. I can think about that right now. It sounds so pretty just with that sentence. The slightly fragrant blooms are large and make them ideal for cutting. The bushy shrub can reach 4 feet and is known to be disease resistant, especially to black spot. This rose is perfect to the garden despite the delicate appearance of the flowers. Plant it, cut it, enjoy it. So there's little to no fragrance with this one. So if you're looking for a rose that has a lot of fragrance, this one might not be for you. It has 35 petals with the average diameter at 3.5. Prolific blooms and flushes throughout the season. It's tall and bushy and upright with a height of 4 foot and a width of 3 foot. It's rated excellent by helpmefind.com. So maybe you'll consider adding one of those to your garden this year. Let's look at the price breakout. As you know, with all of our vendors, we've been doing a rack and stack so that we could make an educated decision who we want to order from in the fall. So looking at Antique Rose Emporium, they're selling 2 gallons, which is difficult for us to totally rack and stack them apples to apples because I haven't bought from anybody else with 2 gallons, but we'll throw it into the mix so you can see what it's going to cost you. So I did not find any discount available. The price for shipping is $14 for one and a discount for each additional rose. It shipped through FedEx. It took 4 days. You get to select the week. To do the apples to apples analysis, we're saying if I buy 10 roses from this vendor, how much is it going to cost? Because some of them do offer a discount with the larger volume of ordering roses. So 10 roses at this $23 each is going to be $230. And if I look at that shipping, I was able to put it into my cart and pretend I was buying 10 roses, and it came out to $86 for me. So 230 plus 86 is going to bring us to $316 for this vendor. Their guarantee is 6 months. Let's now look at the total rack and stack to see how they fit in. Antique Rose Emporium, keeping in mind that these are 2-gallon, and in this whole rack and stack now you're looking at Vans and Bare Roots and 1-gallon pots. Antique Rose Emporium is around the same price as ordering Bare Roots from David Austin. We just did an unboxing from Burlington Rose, and they had 1-gallon pots, and they're a little bit more expensive. And then even more expensive than that is Brex, and I thought Brex was great for Bare Roots. So we're going to do at the end of this series, and I think that we'll be ending up around October, I might go ahead and do the complete video series with racking and stacking and picking our favorites. We might finish up after we have a chance to walk around and see how everybody did this season in the yard. But we'll go ahead and rack them against their specific size. Vans, 1-gallon, 2-gallon, Bare Roots. So we'll break them out to make it easier for you on size also. So I hope this video was helpful and that you'll consider ordering from Antique Rose Emporium and adding an older, unique rose to your garden. If you'll hit the subscribe button and then the alert, you'll get a notice as soon as we post new videos, and you'll be able to check in with us through the summer as we do the garden tours if there's a specific rose that you're looking for and you want to see how it's doing. Till next time.